course, I changed the title. I don't know if there's much of an audio difference. New I haven't. Listen. Just gonna check the Twitch. I don't hear anything. That's not too bad. I just have to make myself clear. Anywho, I'll tweak things there. Not too sure if it's too loud. I'll tweak it. Might be a bit. Well, let's just keep things how they are, and I'll like some better auditory differences. We will see what happens. See what happens. Yes. Well, I did turn it up a tad. We were range. My audio tweaking here. I didn't plan things to be. Oh, this is loud. Hang on. That's just right, but it is a bit. I don't know. I'll take a listen. But yes, I got a new headset. Like, birthday stream. Yeah, you can hear it. Yeah, you get it. Oh. I might have to tweak things, but I think we should be fine for now. That's not too bad. Let's go now. And if I listened back to it, might some issues, but now we're all right. Just I wonder if there's a question. That's what it is. He only picking up a certain portion. That's my thing. A little bit off. Compressor's fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Okie dokie. Hopefully the audio's okay this stream. Tweaking. That's it. Anywho, get into some of the topics. Probably won't be a crazy long stream today. I'm probably gonna play some dungeons with Devin. Some Minecraft. Delve into some of the DLC. I did play the game a few when it first came out, but I didn't touch the DLC. So I've been doing it with Devin, the main game for now. But now we're doing the DLC still. That'll be fun. Should be. I get up to too much last stream. Who are you? Probably what I get for trying to capture. Trying to capture 1080p. I don't know. My internet seems to come a bit spotty at times, so not too surprised if it's a bit. I just wanted to test things out. A bit quiet on my end. I think it makes much. Might be a bit too loud. Trying to figure out that balance. Trying to figure out the balance of things. That sound definitely sounds way too loud. See issues. I'll see about doing another episode after, or not episode after Dungeons. I don't know, I'll see. Hopefully that isn't too audio. But yeah, I was just watching some Doctor Who today. Invasion of the Daleks. Pretty tough. Yeah. Barely picks up the sand, and when I walk on grass, it's nice. So this stream might be a bit weird. The audio department. Well, yeah, stream, but I don't like. Yeah, I got the I guess one. I got Logitech. Got a gamer headphones. Oh yeah, getting real gamery things today. And I also got a PlayStation. It was the third one, 7-0. So I'm prepared for that now. All prepared. Prepared for that outcome. Happenstance. Well, I get up to not from being my birth. Usual stuff, but yeah. Out to stuff that I do on their birth. I like to pretty much like every other day, you know, the odd gift or something. Other thing. Yeah, the audio doesn't sound too bad right now. I don't know. I don't really know too much. I'm not very tech savvy when it comes to the audios. Kind of just try and figure out what works. I have my own kind of preference for what I like for these streams here. But again, before I do the testing, separately. I kind of forgot about testing the mic, but c'est la vie. It's just what's happened. I'm debating. The audio sounds a bit. No, it doesn't sound too bad. That's just how leaves sound when they're broken. I thought maybe there was some weird echoey stuff going on again. my end. Oh, that's island. It's kind of the gist of this whole thing. Yeah, at 1.6 million. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of block. 36,000. I also have been doing in the. I think I mentioned that already. I'm up to date. So if you want to know my range stream, the description. Sure, so I have questions. Feel free to ask them. They mentioned it. I mentioned it before. But it's always nice to have questions to answer. The journey to Farlands. Time. It's good to have talk to a little bit maybe. Right, I'm just doing a bit of a check here. Make more beds soon enough. Boats and beds. Done. That's. I don't have to note on ponder on today. Just one stream on a day to me. But I want to test the log a little bit. I got the episode. Like, I want to test things, mics, you listen, and if I bit iffy on things, then I'll adjust them for next stream if I haven't already adjusted them enough. Usually if there's like some things that I need to move on that happen as they happen. Yes. Birthday time. I didn't celebrate too much this year, but average family dinner. I think no, not too much. In the hay here, enough. Also saw a lot of view spikes on my videos. Very bravo. Not even sure what that's a result of. Whether it was by commenting on other channels or on the other the Farlands channel. I know there's a few others out, a few other ones out there, but I did comment on one of them, wishing them luck, and I've kind of enjoyed checking out all these other people's series. Let's see. Because I have the same ambition. I think it's great. Excellent. Still getting used to the new audio as well, because I noticed the audio is different. Well, the capturing of the audio definitely better quality. I have water today. Well, I won't be streaming that long anyway, so I'm done. probably go until I'll go probably another 40 minutes. Maybe I got a short stream today. Depends. Evan's bugging me. We're probably gonna cover, I'd say probably Creeping Winter or Jungle one. I don't remember. Oh. Winter one, the winter one, the jungle one, the first two. Be checking those out, and then the other ones we get to them. We did tackle the main game, of course, Minecraft. Just saving and capture villagers and all the mobs. Some floating blocks of snow. I think Kurt would like that very much. Shades, fine art, so snow. I'd even sing a song about it. I prefer floating blocks of ice better, but we'll have to make do. Make do with what we got here. Probably a good thing I do a stream of chatting just so I can kind of gauge the new mic. I don't know if things are crazy, but I think a bit of a difference. I'll have to see afterwards. The news. Well, I'm going to be doing a fellowship stream soon, probably, about the dragon battle. Of course, daily returning to the Farlands streams are basically whenever I walk, so they may not be all commentary because like I would have a sore voice after a while of doing that. I also have such I have only so much I can talk. Yeah, fellowship. That's game happening soon. It'll be the dragon battle, and I'll probably do like a building stream or something, or even just have that one transition to building, probably end busting and then maybe building. That might be a long stream. Kind of see how things go. And then there's also NewCraft 1 Part 2, which I might explain now briefly, but I'll probably explain it on Saturday when I'm actually streaming again. So mind repetitiousness to that. Anyway, yeah, NewCraft. SMP initially started years ago. Here's like the whole NewCraft history. No, I'm just kidding. I'll just say here. Mainly NewCraft 1, because the other NewCrafts just breeze through. Not that important. They had their importance, but they definitely didn't. I guess at the same bar. I mean, NewCraft 2 did. Just had missed opportunities, of course. But yeah, SMP originally started 2 years ago, and there's a year. I think I talked about the history a little bit, but I haven't gone into the story too much about what we've actually done in these. But yeah, it was initially kind of just like a Devon go trio, as I've come to recognize over the years. Yeah, we started a world. Me and Nico convened, and Devon was. We just breed. That would only really happen every time. So we I eventually got Matthew to start playing, and Torius on NewCraft. Sure, tell him plenty of stuff about him on NewCraft on stream. But yeah, Matthew joined, and I was just playing with him most of the time because my friends definitely hung out less, or at least played on the world less. So that world kind of died down. I did fight the Ender Dragon for the time in survival. That world. That was the first time. That was crazy. But yeah, that kind of led into something called B Nation. It's another world with Devin and I instead. Nico did tag along, but it was definitely a lot less fun. We were that was the first online world. It wasn't a realm or a server, whatever. It was just a world played on, like session based, basically. It wasn't really formally session based. It was just kind of a lot casual than how session based stuff is, like origins and stuff. We had a lot of fun on that world as well. That one went on for a solid few months. And those two worlds are kind of pretty important to the whole the idea behind NewCraft. Until it later became NewCraft. And soon after B Nation ended, started NewCraft 1, which was the longest season. It lasted a year, December 3rd of 2021. And that had a lot of story. I don't know if I'll explain the whole story overarching right now, just because I don't want people to tune in to that episode only, or at least both times, to hear it twice. So I won't explain it too much, but it was definitely more of an SMP than the previous world. That's actual multiplayer instead of just co-op. It was a realm. It was when realms released on PlayStation. That's why it was time December. I got it like right away. We got pretty quick on the planning because it was me, Devin, and then cousin Brody, also very prominent on the Fellowship and now NewCraft. All the Fellowship, I guess it makes sense. It's his brother, Tugboat. Like the same crew from Nation, kind of more people. I thought would be good additions, like cousins. And so F1 lasted a year. It has a whole lot of story. A whole lot. There was, I'll just go through the rundown. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep getting just to not too. And then I think my significance to the story. Oh, there's a lot of lore-based stuff. I mean, it's not like it's not like not quite like Dream SMP. Had inspirations from current craft over the years, but it's definitely something. So don't get it twisted. Don't get things twisted. It's a thing. So yes, that is exciting. One last thing. Actually did start out with pretty casual setting. Pretty casual. Like a minor, like gun. I had like these though. It was like side characters almost. They were initially just kind of like with like a mustache on kind of thing. It was just like clearly, just me with a voice and stuff. And we had like an election. I had the idea for an election in late December 2020. Everyone kind of agreed with 6 members at the time. Definitely lots more back then. He had an election. I was initially running against Devin, Brody, but then I dropped out so that I could let a new kind of leadership step in, because I was kind of the impromptu leader of the server. I paid for the thing, I made all the rules, signals, so it kind of makes sense why there wasn't right back then. I did pay for it. Everyone seemed to view me in that light, so I wanted to let someone else kind of take the reins, at least for the main area, main town. Definitely influential of the election and all that, and then an area with free from tyranny. I don't know. That's how we. Nathan, a new member. Time. So we any nation going to be tyranny would decided to make a deal with Brody to get ownership over Maintown. Of course, we had a dragon battle in February. We did this whole kind of the whole dragon battle and the festival thing. Of course, none of those was streamed. Didn't stream back then, of course. So be able to back on this, of course. But we did have like a whole festival. And Devin announced our takeover of Maintown. And I was all red. My skin was red. I was robot skin. Still am. Like I'm like a steampunk robot now. But I used to even see some of the streams. I think I had the skin. I'm not sure if you do actually, but I know in Java you can see my skin. This is the skin on NewCraft 1 Part 2. Yeah, it's better. We had the battle claim ownership over Maintown. Oh god, it's not a tyranny, being all tyrannical. Anywho, yeah, people were up in arms, and Devin wanted to get away from things because he, of course, being Devin, gets bored of things. Wanted to go start a new area, kind of get away from all the madness that is New America and Maintown and all that. So he decided to, I guess, faking assassination or assassinating him. I don't remember if he actually died from that. But yeah, Nathan bore witness to that. Beared witness to that, and immediately declared war. This would mean war. It would be pretty grand. It didn't go on very long. Everyone kind of agreed on a starting date, even though wars don't really have starting dates. We kind of just agreed on it anyway. And then Ashton, one of the members, well, you'll probably see him in NewCraft 1 Part 2, but he decided to burn down Ashton, Ashton decided to burn down Nathan's log, which was this log that went up to build height at. And Ashton burned it down, and Nathan didn't hold back. Nathan decided to let Maintown feel his fury, and which Maintown had now formed into an alliance called Prosperity, at least the remainder of Maintown. A few members weren't in Prosperity, but those are the people who weren't really anyway. There's no need to get too caught up in the details. But anywho, yeah, Prosperity had to deal with Maintown's explosion, Nathan's warfare, and we decided to retaliate. I was at the forefront of Maintown. Of course, I had moved back, so I didn't really want to be a part of America anymore. I was more on the main town end of things, and the war got declared. I was kind of split from New America anyway. So yeah, we just kind of gone, kind of moved. After blowing up New America, people wanted to go back for the war, and people held a poll, and they were pushing me to reboot for the war. So that's kind of where the timeline fractured, I guess you could call it, where we went back to before the war. And the war timeline is a long forgotten piece of the relic of the past. Yeah, it kind of leads into the next part of the season. We're now about third through the season, where we kind of get into the next phase, which was the factions, and the rifts and stuff start making their appearance now. I'm not going to get too deep into the factions and rifts, but me, Devin, and Nico started Old Edis, and that was our kind of faction. Where I kind of lived in my little bunker, and Devin lived in his little house, and had a area called Balms underneath it, which is this cave town. It was all with 1.16 world gen, of course, so it was wasn't with the caves and cliffs. That was season 2. So, and Nico also lived with us. We all kind of had bases close to each other. We lived in the Arctic, snow biome, and Nico and I had ran off to there, and then we brought Devin with us. And everyone kind of split off into their own groups. So I'll probably delve more into the other groups later. But in my kind of explanation of what's gone on in NewCraft, I'll kind of reference a few of them anyway. And so things were kind of chill for a while. First kind of war thing that happened in faction and war. Beaumont. Yes. Beaumont is one of my characters. He's a wealthy, capitalist, timeline hopping kind of guy. More now, I've kind of gotten more to the idea of these Time Lords, where they've always been immortal. Even from when I did Balm, I wanted them to have a heightened ability sort of thing. They'd have found rifts one way or another, probably from something kind of thing. I won't get too deep into that. So I might explain it more in part 2, because there's some rift stuff that might happen. So yeah, I would think pretty calm for a while. There was some micro wars, maybe. Between Ashton and Zach. They both live in the same area, the same faction. And if I just say random names, just assume them members. Ashton and Zach were, they had a base together. It was originally called Grieber Clan, and then it split into the compound in the Netherlands. That's where Ashton's character Thaddeus lived, who was the overlord of the underworld, whatever, kind of god of the underworld thing. And yeah, they got into some spouts stuff, and they were doing all this governmental stuff, and Devin didn't like it. So Devin kind of intimidated them to fix their problems and get off and stop trying to form governments and stuff. Devin was kind of against governments, of course, kind of into the radical options. And anyway, there was 5 factions, 5 main factions. Beaumont wanted to start a group called Club Virginaire, or he just wanted to start a group with all the wealthy, societal people, kind of influential people server. So he gathered Brody, who kind of was dubbed Brodius. I think Brodius is technically a separate character to ever. There's a lot of character stuff going. Brody's friend Maverick, Umdine, also joined later on. It was Kingslayer, Nathan, and Thaddeus. Mission's character. They all kind of had meetings every once in a while, and then later moved into the Spire, which was the build main town. They kind of aimed leadership over main town due to it being abandoned at the time, having very little population. They kind of took over main town, takeover. And with the long story short, they would attract this group called the Resistance, which had me, Devin, Pandora, and Finn and Matthew in it. And we all kind of lived in a bunker. And it was in an interesting time because we all kind of just followed Devin's word. Devin was kind of radical at the time to all these all these actions and stuff. I just followed along with him. I thought it was good to take care of the organization for good. Well, please do a good hit to the organization. By doing that, we completely got rid of Maintown. Maintown was just blown up, mined, a bunch of it mined, like a bunch of buildings. I mostly did my own buildings. A return, the other joke about it. But I mainly did that, and we kind of got away with it, and we had a NewCraft summit and stuff to kind of deliberate about who might have done it and all that kind of stuff, and they hadn't really known the whole time. And then Matthew leaked the resistance out of guilt to the rest of the server. Well, at least character guilt. I don't know if it was actually guilt. At least his character was. We leaked it. The greater good, I thought. And the resistance was under fire. Which nothing happened besides the base getting destroyed. Disbanded. Yeah, the resistance kind of just dissolved. Kind of into hiding again. Legionnaire kind of fell after that. It's still kind of stuck around, but it definitely wasn't the same. And then we're kind of at the final plot of NewCraft 1, at least the first part now. This is like the main kind of tail end. That was the fall, like the whole resistance and thing happened. It kind of happened throughout the fall, summer to fall kind of range. And yeah, this is where things kind of get a bit complicated, but I'll try my best to briefly explain it. For the first season, it's good. Doesn't really go next season. Yeah, there would be kind of an introduction, kind of filling in a lot of these plot holes and gaps. Beaumont gun, me, us all kind of having these like heightened abilities or whatever. And I decided to make we're kind of the founder of the founder of this kind of organization. It's called the organization, and for a bunch of versions of myself from kind of similar timelines. I think most of them are the same timeline, but some of them are from like dimensions. But yeah, BM4 gathered a bunch of alternate versions of himself, and they kind of played a role in the season. Beaumont was initially a member, and then he got kicked out for a bunch of reasons. He had a lot of opinions. So these are all me. These aren't like actual people. All kind of like a part of the story. Anyway, they the organization silenced Beaumont. They didn't like kill him, but they put him into isolation and gave him memory loss. They put him into like his own kind of dream world, almost kind of a containment. And his one of the members, Beaufort, related to Beaumont. I think he was a grand uncle. Kind of took Beaumont's place for a while in the Aboriginaire. That's kind of when it got blown up, was when Beaufort was around. That's kind of whole idea there. Beaumont kind of went out of things, and then he come back later. And it would have been revealed that Beaumont actually being for the virus. And the power of this kind of creature is being the admin ungodly abilities, like crazy levels of, and yeah, been made rivers of lava, summoned all these mobs, legal blocks like bedrock, and did all these things. Bedrock reverted, but yeah, beast before the set, yeah, everyone would duel, kind of the timeline, of course, and into season 2, which started set a week later. Season 2 wasn't very much of a sequel. I can briefly sum it up. It was actually the second longest season we had. I don't know how long this new part was. Well, it was about half a year, and it was a lot different. Me and Devin had planned it from June, and it was quite early on things. Still like midway through NewCraft when we planned it, we had chatted for a few hours, and it was quite interesting because we planned it out quite ahead of time. That I just revealed it to people. It was much like the ending of the NewCraft one. That had also been coordinated because initially Beaumont was supposed to get the ultimate power, and he thought in the story he was going to get the ultimate power, and he didn't. So the whole admin plot was added in. Surprise them. Anywho, we'll go back to season 2. It was a lot more building and economy focused. It was on a continent called New Canada. Wow. I live in Canada. All my friends are Canadian, so we called it New Canada. Wow. And it looked a lot like Canada. It even had like the kind of Hudson Bay like formation in the middle. But split into districts. It was focused. But there was more. And this part, not really acknowledged, but I guess I can consider it parts of the season. Yeah, the first part was like 4 months. It was like December to March, and we'd already started mega bases. We'd had netherite. We like all this stuff. But I think what was wrong with season 2 that we'd gotten too quick at the start. I know people definitely love the season. Good. There was definitely some conflicting ideas for me because Devin or a bunch of people, including Devin, had talked to me about some of the issues they had with the season, and I had kind of had a bone with those. I kind of wanted to fix things. That's where Classcraft. Season 2 had a lot of cool builds. Most of the stuff was unfinished, but there was some finished builds. That was, and even Brody and Ashton did an project in the end where the slice was like a huge. It was like a mega base in the end. It was a few days, which was pretty crazy. Then me, Solar, Brody, and Ashton, on our podiums there. We had like their own like obsidian podiums with dragon eggs on them, and signs and all that. And we had beacons and fireworks. Had a bunch of people on for the end. And that was the end of NewCraft for a while. And then here comes Classicraft. NewCraft. Well, judging by the fact that you see NewCraft 1.2 coming, Classicraft didn't last. The next 3 iterations would all kind of follow similar lines to each other. They would all end the same way. So Classicraft was they all kind of tried on stuff that was already before. This was trying to perfect. We're trying to narrow things down. We thought less members, more kind of dense. Wanted to live close to each other, and for a while it was good. A few months, and like with NewCraft 2, it had slowed down faster for a lot of people, and so that had also faced a short death. They all have these kind of cool builds. I might even show them in an episode of Journey to the Farlands or something. Even NewCraft, who knows? But I kind of led to NewCraft 2's return. There's a lot of returning going on because as Devin says, I can't let the horse die. I can't keep eating the horse. not very. I guess animal safe. Way to put it, but oh well. It's a term that works here. I was beating the dead horse, sort of thing. But yeah, NewCraft 2 did come back for like 1 month because Classicraft had ended early. So I was like, guys, what do you want to happen? Classicraft, NewCraft 1, or NewCraft 2 to come back? And everyone wanted NewCraft 2 to come back. And so I did. It came back for a month. It was pretty much the same as it was before. I mean, it didn't have very quick building going on. People were just trying to finish off stuff people were playing. They're trying to finish off stuff, but people didn't really play. And then at the end, we did this kind of lore ending with this alternate plot of Bulma, who came out earlier before got assassinated. Because in this, and before in the election, and I won, or I didn't win, but Devin and Brody assassinated me, along with Beaumont in that timeline. So they kind of somehow got over to our timeline through like rifts and stuff. I'll kind of get into that with Part 1, Part 2. But they kind of got over to our timeline and destroyed the timeline. They had a whole lot of TNT, a whole lot of pickaxes. They did the same thing we did to Main Town. They completely just destroyed the server. In the end, it was kind of a cool ending because the season wasn't really to be revisited anyway. I do have like a backup before that anyway, but it wasn't really to be visited after that. So it was kind of a cool ending to the season, and the NewCraft once again. The second time for real. And then the day that we started NewCraft 3, and NewCraft 3 lasted 4 months. And NewCraft 3 was again trying to improve the formula. Tried to fix things again by having it be player driven, and we brought a bunch of the old members back. It felt like almost felt like the old times again. I had packs. I thought NewCraft 3 was on stream So you kind of got to see bits and pieces of that. I had a dragon battle stream, of course, but that got cancelled. If you've watched other videos, I kind of talked about that in the during the Farlands episodes. Some of those things. NewCraft 3 had kind of fizzled out as well. There was Betaville, and that was me and Devin's Betaville was like the only thing that was being worked on. Brody still played a little bit, but that's kind of where things kind of fizzled out for NewCraft 3. It was definitely shorter. It had Matthew kind of came back with a character. It was kind of like NewCraft 1, like the character of Cornholio. That wasn't captured on stream. I probably could have, but NewCraft 3 had already kind of fallen off by then. That would have probably been a good moment, but I didn't really think of it at the time. As with most things back then, I decided not to stream. But yeah, Cornholio would kind of wage war on a bunch of people who'd wronged him and all that, and then Cornholio ultimately left the server, or Matthew did. And Cornholio would kind of fizzle out, of course, along with the members who did some interesting things. They also left the server, got banned. A lot of stuff had happened. But yeah, that was definitely an interesting time in NewCraft history. And during NewCraft 3, NewCraft 4 had actually started, so you'd seen that on this channel as well. I did a few parts of that. I did the trial run, I did the, and I think I did 2 episodes of NewCraft 4. NewCraft, so like NewCraft 3, and the lack of activity. People were either too busy, or didn't really have the. Oh, I feel like it was kind of like a domino effect when some people wouldn't decide not to play just because people weren't. That other people were like, "Oh, no one's playing," so it kind of rippled. That kind of happened with NewCraft 3. But yeah, that kind of gets us here, and also with the Fellowship, I guess the Fellowship's still happening. Like I said, Dragon Battle, and plenty of building. So that's gonna be kind of the main focus. But NewCraft 1 Part 2 is definitely gonna have a lot of themes. I don't know if they have like so many streams or last. And the new, just to kind of preface things as a bit of a teaser, kind of follows NewCraft 1 a little bit, with some of the Rift plot being expanded. Not like the complex organization stuff. That stuff ended in NewCraft 1, like original. So kind of follows a bunch of us as we got back to the original timeline. Rifts, which are their story will delve into. And Devin kind of figured out the story behind the rifts, but I don't know exactly everything that has to do with them. I might just leave it for the lore, just like for the streams to explain. I will probably just do a brief rundown of this before the stream on Saturday anyway. Yeah, that kind of catches us up. The rift stuff. Beam of War is back. All the main characters are back. Even Beaumont wants a bit different after his mansion, Valmbois Chateau, gets by Beaumont's rift, because every has their own. So Beaumont exploded. Beaumont back. He's just kind of regenerated. It's like immortal with power stuff. Oh, ideas and gotten a time. I guess it doesn't matter. Be summarizing that way before. It probably won't be like this, like explaining the whole thing. But I thought I'd explain this for anyone curious. Bit of a one-off episode. where I kind of just explain the new graphic. That's my birthday, so I thought I'd go. I've already said the Journey to the Farlands thing before, but in case anyone's missed it, we're on episode 20 now, so I doubt many people from episode 1 have made it this far. But in case anyone has, hasn't, journeying to the corner Farlands, going to 12,550,821 blocks. Both X and Z coords, all positive. And we've been journeying for 105 odd days, like a good 4 months now. I've been inspired by those who've done it before me, like a TFC who passed away just the day before I started this world. I was definitely inspired. That's why the title of it is very reminiscent of the title of his. And also, I think it's just pretty generic. Journey to the Farlands. Could have done adventures towards the Farlands or something. But it's not as off the tongue. Right off the tongue. Well, I guess it's roll off the tongue. I'm a little some screw loose. So yeah, I'll be keeping you guys in touch. I'll kind of update you guys as I'm reaching out waypoints. I mean, you'll see the streams, but if you look just purely going for the titles, if I have reached the 50% mark or 25%, that kind of stuff, it's you'll be able to tell where all the important episodes are. I'll do we did it, once I reach the Farlands. We did it or something. Final episode, finale, grand finale. Yet you reach the Farlands. I'll do also stuff like that. And specials. Lovely specials, which I've done a few of already. But the majority will be the no commentary, as you probably well know. Very astute indeed. That is the kind of main, what's been going on for the streaming stuff here. And not too much else has gone on personally. The Farlands has definitely taken up a lot of time, personal time. I've mainly been otherwise doing homework, watching TV, listening to music, watching YouTube, playing the odd other game. So yes, hopefully, I'm looking forward to NewCraft 1 starting back up, kind of getting to show you guys that kind of era of things. Kind of improve on things. Not improve necessarily, but kind of reignite things maybe for the last time. Probably gonna be the last time I'm gonna be doing craft. Anything like it does appear in the future, like the Fellowship, it'll just be a new name, of course, new kind of gimmick, or even if it's NewCraft, it'll have a different probably. The name itself is associated with all these seasons here, so I feel once it kind of goes to Java or its kind of main rhythm kind of changes, its name will. See, with the Fellowship and Origins, they're not kind of in any way connected to NewCraft 1, or not NewCraft 1, but NewCraft in general. But yeah, that might be a good point to leave it off for today. I might stream later. No comment. I just want to maybe explain. I kind of explained some of the happenings. But yeah, a lot of us today. A lot of being lost in thought. Well, I don't know. It's not a goal. I just made it here. I gotta break out the pencil. Anywho, I'll do this. I'll do all this stuff post stream. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Check out some of the want questions if you have any, all that jazz. Yeah, whatever you want to do, just do it, and yeah, I'll see you next time.